I found a 3-bed terraced on Rightmove, and I'm going to show you exactly how I'd add value to it with a loft conversion and an extension and what it's likely to cost you. Now, this is exactly what happens in my paid online consultations, so you're getting this one for free. Now, if you're looking to buy a house or you're looking to extend your property and you need some help and advice, then I'll put the link in the description. Just click on the link, follow it through, and you can book an online consultation with me. This is a 3-bed terrace property. We have got dining room, lounge, kitchen and bathroom on the ground floor, and we have 3 bedrooms upstairs. Now, this property is in Warwickshire and it's currently up for £180,000, which is quite reasonable for a 3-bed terrace property. So how do we add some value to it? So first thing I'm going to look at is the ground floor extension. So what you could look at doing first of all is adding on a small rear extension. Now, if you were to add on a 3-meter extension, roughly about here, you may get to here, because obviously I don't know the exact sizes of this because it's not to scale. So you could add on an extension in this location. Now, you may be able to do this under building regulations without having to have a planning application, and you might be able to do this under permitted development rights. So you'd certainly be able to extend out 3 meters at the rear. So what would I do with that space? Well, because this has got a ground floor bathroom, you could look to move it upstairs, but that might limit some of your space. So you could keep it on the ground floor and keep your bathroom in this location, and maybe take out this wall here and make your bathroom area a little bit bigger, unless you want to use this area here for some kind of utility area where you have a washing machine and tumble dryer stacked up above. So next, I would look at taking out this wall here and this wall here. That would then create this space as one big open plan kitchen, living, dining space. So we would need to keep the doorway to bathroom in this location here. But now you could look at reconfiguring the kitchen. So it may be that your kitchen then starts in this location here, and you create a galley kitchen with a island here with some chairs along this point. Then we have some doors then that open out onto the garden area here. You've then got this lovely kitchen space. You could open up all of this area with a nice big roof lantern. And then you've got this area as a nice dining room, comfy area, something like that, that you can relax in, all in one space. You've got some natural light coming in from the back garden because you've now got double doors, and maybe you've got a roof lantern or a roof light or something like that over the extension area that's drawing in all of that natural daylight into this space. So you've got a very bright open kitchen area. Then you've got this slightly darker area here, but this is fine because this would either be like a dining area, or if you're having a, say for instance, a sofa or some sort in here and TV, then you actually don't want that direct sunlight in there anyway. But this makes use of this area land. Normally in this type of terrace property, you've normally got this no man's land here where you've just got the back door that opens in. There's normally a fence. You've got the neighbour on the other side that's got the same sort of setup in a row of terraced, and it is just wasted space. Now, you could look at applying for a prior approval for a larger home extension, which may allow you to go out 6 meters, which might mean then you could go right out to this point here and really utilize some of this space, and maybe open up, maybe your bathroom reconfigures, maybe you move your bathroom somewhere internally, but you could open this up with some kind of sliding door out onto the garden area. So that's what I'd do potentially with the downstairs area. Now, when we go upstairs, so to create more value upstairs, I would look to put in a loft conversion. And the loft conversion then would just add that extra bedroom with potentially an ensuite and maybe a walk-in wardrobe. Now, because of the building regulations, you'll need to make sure you've got what we call a protected shaft in terms of a staircase. So the staircase currently goes up this way on the ground floor. So it would mean that you would need to have a doorway on this area in order to escape out of the front door. Now, building control may ask you to put in some kind of wall and cut this room down in order to create a fire escape route here. There are ways around that, but I'm not going to go too much into the technical detail. I just want to look at the layouts at the moment. So staircase comes up, you've got a cupboard underneath this staircase by the looks of it. And you then come onto the first floor. So you're then coming up the stairs this way and coming out onto the landing area here. Hang on a second, sorry, that arrow is in the wrong place. That arrow is pointing downwards. So sorry, we're coming up the staircase this way. Okay, so what we would need to do then is, as we're coming up the staircase this way and onto the landing, the best way to add your staircase in to create your loft conversion would be to pinch roughly about 800 or 900 mil off this room here to create a corridor. So what we would do then is we would start the staircase here. We would have a couple of steps in this location. We would then have the winders running round. We'd lose the cupboard in the front bedroom as the winders come round here. And then the staircase would then continue up in this location. Now, you could put a door in this location, or you could put a door further down here. So you could have a door, for instance, at this point, and then have this area as an open balustrade. So this is all open. It's opening up like a staircase and landing area. Now, there is a compromise of the loft conversion that you are going to lose some of the space upstairs off one of the bedrooms in order to sacrifice to get the staircase in. But we've now got a decent sized bedroom, a pretty okay sized bedroom, and we've actually, with the terrace, I've got the box room, but the box rooms are pretty sizey in a terrace property. Now, what you would then get in the actual loft conversion then is you would end up with a room, so it would be the same width as your existing property. So you'd end up with the same width across here. You would have to step in slightly from here, and you would have to step in slightly from here. This is your room that's going to be a loft area above. So what you will have is, in this area, you will have your staircase that comes up in this location. You will come out into a lobby area here. So that's your staircase up into the loft that you're coming off this existing first floor landing, and you're coming up into the loft area. Now, what we would then do is create what we call a dormer loft conversion. So we create this kind of like square box on the back area. So the front area would be a sloping roof. So you would still have, if I try and draw that down here, that is your house at the moment. And basically there is a wall that would go in here, and then we would create this dormer loft conversion here. So this is this wall here, and this is this wall here. So we've now created this shape. So if I just take that out, redraw that. So we've now created this shape, and this is our new room. So we've created that loft conversion with the flat roof dormer. Then what we'd probably look at doing is putting in this area. Then we'd probably put an ensuite in here. So we'd have a small door into here. We'd have a small ensuite with sort of toilet in this location, shower in this location, and a sink. So that is your loft conversion, staircase up, and then this then is your new bedroom space. Now, normally what I do with these loft conversions is we normally put in some roof windows on this side, because this is the sloping roof, which is this part here. So we put in the roof lights at this point. Sorry if this looks a bit messy, but it's very difficult to draw with a mouse. Much easier and much simpler to draw with my iPad or a pen or a pencil than it is on screen. So I'm doing my best with this one. So that's now created your loft conversion. So that's the space that you could create. So all of a sudden now you've got your ground floor, what was the master bedroom. You've then got a decent sized bedroom on the first floor as your second bedroom, and a box bedroom as your third room. But what you've now created is a master bedroom upstairs. You've got all this space which is pretty much most of this area on the loft space. And then you've got a small ensuite and then the staircase up. So you've created actually what will become the master bedroom. So that now makes this property realistically 4 bedrooms. Now, what you could look at doing if you really wanted to is to keep the 3 bedrooms, so keep the property as a 3rd bedroom instead of creating a 4, because a terrace property, normally you would expect it to be a 2 or 3 bedroom. What you could now do is put the bathroom area in this location here. So the bathroom could go up here. So you've now got your 2 bedrooms upstairs, your master suite up in the loft, and then your bedroom has used what was bedroom 3 at the back. I guess it's much nicer when you've got a bathroom upstairs and you haven't got to go from the first floor all the way down the stairs, all the way across right into the bottom corner to use the bathroom. I have lived in a terrace house like this, and trust me, it is a bit of a pain after a while having to go all the way down to the toilet, especially if you want the toilet in the night. And actually, when you're having a bath or a shower and there's people in the kitchen and you're having to walk through in a towel to go back upstairs to get changed. So much nicer to have your bathroom upstairs where bedroom 3 is. That also means if you're taking the bathroom from the ground floor area here and moving it upstairs, that frees up this space. So all of a sudden now we've got a bigger area. Whether we're going for a larger home extension, whether we're just going the 3 meters, we have now got this area all the way to here in your ground floor living space. Well, it's looking a bit messy, so let's take some of that out here so we can see. So what we've actually got now is we've extended in this location, for instance, 3 meters, but we've now gained all of this. So we could now have a nice utility in this location, potentially a laundry area, utility, maybe even a ground floor office space if you're working from home. We've got doors then that we can open up in this location. Kitchen can be relocated pretty much anywhere in this space, because we would just need to make sure that we've got access to drainage in order to run drainage into the kitchen sink and things like that. Then we put a nice big roof lantern, roof light in this location to draw all that natural light into that space. We'd open up a few more windows here, maybe even a window or a door. You could have doors on the back here if you had an office, or a nice big window in order to get lots of natural daylight in. You could introduce some roof lights in this area again to try and gain a little bit of extra natural daylight, because the upstairs or the first floor level is only up to the kitchen across this location. So this will all be a single story area. So that works really well. So this is how I would add value to a terrace house to create a much better space, much better living space, with just some very simple changes. Now, the ground floor extension would roughly be about a 3 meter by 2 meter extension, which is 6 meters squared. Now, base that on £3,000 a meter squared, you're probably looking at about 18,000. Add a few bits and pieces on that. I think you'd be looking around the 30,000 for a very simple extension. Obviously, if you want to add other stuff in there that you want a better kitchen, etc., obviously that's going to add in the extra cost on top of that figure. So just basic rough figures of how much the extension would cost you, but that will make a massive change to the space and how you live in that ground floor living area. Now, the loft conversion is a little bit more expensive. I would anticipate that the loft conversion would cost you somewhere between 40 and 50,000 for a dormer loft conversion. Now, depending on the height of your roof, you may be able to do what we call just a normal pitched roof conversion, where you just have roof lights on either side and you don't actually change the pitch of the roof by adding the dormer structure on. And they still look really, really nice and gains you that extra bedroom space if that's what you need. But I guess you've got to think about in terms of how much money have you got? Have you got the budget to do both of these, or have you got the budget to do only one of them? And actually, what is going to be the best value for you guys in terms of what's going to impact you and your family the most? Is it going to be having extra living space and more space downstairs where you can live as a family and you've got a slightly bigger kitchen? Or is it that you desperately need the extra bedroom space? For instance, you have 3 children and you need the extra bedroom so that, for instance, as you guys could go up, mum and dad goes in the master bedroom on the top floor, and the children then go in the 3 bedrooms downstairs on the first floor. Or it could be that you create the loft conversion to split into 2 bedrooms upstairs, which again is possible. So 2 children go up, 1 child stays on the top, and then you use the existing master bedroom, which is this front bedroom here. So I hope that's been really helpful in terms of just general costs and general layout. These are the sort of things I go through when I do my online paid consultations. When people are looking to buy a property, they're not too sure what to do with the layout. The house is in the right location, it ticks all the boxes, but they effectively want to either extend it or knock some walls out, or somebody that is purely looking at, they've lived in the property for a number of years, they want some extra space, they want to extend, but they don't know where to start. Jump on a consultation with me to get some quick advice. I will put my link in the description for my paid online consultations. If you want to book one, click on the link, follow it through, and it will just book straight into my calendar, and you can have a consultation with me, and I'll go through your property and tell you exactly what you can do with it, what your options are, and where you can add value to it. So I hope that's been really handy, and I'll see you on the next one.